selanjutnya, let's start with the Q&A, Anastasia. Pak Henry akan memandu Pak Henry akan memandu jalannya tanya jawab.
Oke. Ya, terima kasih. Thank you, Anastasia. Thank you, GLEB. Bu Mika, thank you for the explanation. Bagi teman-teman atau Bapak Ibu yang ada pertanyaan mungkin agak kurang jelas, silakan bertanya di kolom chat atau mungkin bisa langsung raise hand ya. Nggak apa-apa, kita akan jawab beberapa pertanyaan yang ada. Oke, dari Pak Setia Budi mungkin ya. Silakan Pak. Ada beberapa ini. Ya, Pak Setia Budi dulu, kemudian Pak Hendra. Oke, silakan Pak.
Selamat malam Pak Henry, selamat malam Bu GEORGINA.
Malam.
Bu, saya mau tanya Bu, untuk yang visa ini, model yang seperti ini, kalau dibandingkan dengan, saya pernah ditawarin Bu sama Bu Maureen kalau nggak salah, itu tentang visa juga tapi melalui studi Bu. Menurut Ibu itu compare-nya itu bagus yang mana ya Bu, antara ini atau yang melalui studi? Jadi harus sekolah dulu di sana, salah satu keluarga suami atau istri sekolah dulu, kemudian nanti di sana kita dapat pasangan dapat bisa bekerja dan anak bisa langsung sekolah dengan baik di sana. Mohon penjelasannya Bu. Terima kasih Bu.
Nah, ke-mute Bu. Masih ke-mute Bu. Ke-mute Bu GEORGINA.
Oke, I will forward this question to Marina ya. Di sini ada Marina SHEV, Marina adalah registered Canadian immigration consultant ya. Ini pertanyaannya saya akan ajukan ke Marina, walaupun saya bisa jawab. Oke, Marina, this guy asked which one is better between the Canadian startup visa and also through study. Through study means like I think this is like a Canadian study in Canada, and then it's a Canadian experience class.
Okay, let me introduce myself. Greetings everyone. My name is Marina SHEV and I'm licensed immigration consultant. And I'll just go a little bit over Canada and the immigration pathways. As you know, Canada welcomes millions of immigrants every year. There are different opportunities and immigration streams to come to Canada. Canada is always looking to extend economical growth through innovative businesses and immigration skills. Now, currently, yes, there are a lot of international students who come to Canada for study. However, it's a temporary status. Whenever you come to study to Canada, you always have to prove to immigration officers that you will go back to your home country, that you have ties. Refusal rate for study is quite high. However, completing your education in Canada does not guarantee your permanent residence. Through startup visa, you are trying to tell Canadian immigration that you have an innovative idea, you can contribute to Canadian immigration economical growth, you will create spaces for other people to work, and you are applying directly to permanent residents. Does it answer your question?
Yes. Thank you.
Hang on, Marina. Can you explain a little bit further? You know, after the, let's say, because the postgraduate work permit usually after graduate, and they can work, let's say, 2 years, 3 years, and then after that they can apply through the Canadian experience class. Can you elaborate a little bit about the Canadian experience?
Yes,
class?
for sure. Depending on course or college or university you complete, you will have a post-graduation work permit that will allow you to work in Canada. However, it's still a temporary resident status. It's not a permanent resident. Once you will gain Canadian experience, you can apply for express entry. Again, the express entry is a different economical program, and it has a quite complex system as of now. because you have to score based on your age, your education, your IELTS has to be quite high. You cannot go with CLB 5. You have to score over 8.
Yeah. Okay.
And you will be put in a pool of candidates. And depending on the cutoff score, you can be selected or you can remain in a pool. Not every student who comes to Canada can become permanent resident.
Yeah.
Unless the employer sponsor, that's another story.
That's a very different story that we are not really looking into today. What we're looking today is a startup visa, because what happened, especially during COVID, there are so many businesses that were slowed down. So Canada is really looking to expand economic growth by bringing innovative idea, green idea, something that's smart, something that will create spaces for other people to work.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Marina. Pak Hendra, tadi Pak Hendra raise hand juga. Silakan, Pak.
Ya, selamat malam, Ibu dan Bapak. Saya sebetulnya agak bingung sedikit ya dengan startup visa ini. Itu startup visa itu kita hanya menjual ide bisnis kita gitu ya.
Oke. Itu aja Pak pertanyaannya. Terus
yang kedua, jadi startup dengan pegang startup visa ini kita diperbolehkan untuk bekerja di Kanada gitu.
Okay. So Marina, the question was from Mr. Hendra. Actually, with the startup visa, the first question: are we actually selling our ideas to the government or the migration of Canada that we have this kind of idea and everything, and then they'll look at the ideas, how innovative it was, or how is it working? Because he's not quite sure about the explanation earlier.
Yes, this is more question related to GLEB.
Yeah, I'll take. I'll take that.
How's innovative idea created?
So first of all, your innovative idea, if I understood the first part of the question correctly, will not be taken or appropriated by the Canadian government. It's your idea. It's your business. Nobody's taking it away. You're in control 100%. So an innovative idea consists of something that is not available as a product or as a service in Canada. So for example, if you come to Canada with $10 trillion and open 100 gas stations and 1,000 restaurants and 100 factories that make, I don't know, nails or something, that is not an innovative idea. An SUV program is not for you. So it has to be something that is not, like I said, is not available in Canada, be it a product or a service. So for example, the businesses that I showed you, the Avality Scanner, TriFit, and My Little Explorer, nothing like that was available in Canada at the time. Now, a product or a service may be available in other parts of the world, but not available in Canada. That will still work, okay? But it has to be different. It has to be different enough from something similar that may exist in Canada already. I hope that clarifies and answers the question. If not, I'll please continue.
Sudah jelas Pak Hendra, atau ada tadi pertanyaan kedua? Maaf, boleh di-mention lagi?
Dengan pegang startup visa itu, sambil menunggu PR-nya keluar itu, kita diperbolehkan bekerja dengan memegang startup visa.
Okay, when the startup visa is issued, like as you mentioned before, they are allowed to work in Canada using the work permit, correct?
Correct. If they apply for the work permit, yes.
Ya, jadi harus apply untuk work permit-nya, Pak Hendra, sambil menunggu PR-nya keluar.
Jadi untuk apply work permit itu nanti diharuskan membayar lagi ya?
Enggak, itu udah termasuk gitu.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Now the next question. Ada pertanyaan lagi, Pak Andra? Kalau enggak, saya terus.
Udah, terima kasih.
Okay, thank you. Okay, one of the participants asked from Ms. Farida if the business is a business furniture export. Would that qualify for the startup visa if they expand to Canada? Because the credential right now, they've been exporting furnitures to the US market since year 2000. So they're looking to expand in Canada. Would that qualify for a startup visa?
The short answer is probably not, and the long answer is maybe. So there's nothing innovative about import and export. There's nothing innovative about import and export of furniture. There are many companies around the world, including Canada and the United States, that do it. But that said, we would have to take a closer look at the idea. And there may be something in the way that they do business. There may be something in the way that they go through their process that is innovative, something that a service, for example, that doesn't exist in Canada. We would have to take a closer look. But like I said, an established business idea, import, export, restaurants, retail, manufacturing, unless it's a product that doesn't exist in Canada, is usually not considered an innovative idea.
Okay, all right.
Saya tambah sedikit ya, jadi Bu, siapa yang nanya?
Farida.
Ya, jadi itu kalau yang seperti itu masuknya entrepreneur visa. Jadi masuknya jadi seperti bisnis biasa. Jadi you nanti invest ke Kanada. Jadi jalurnya bisa untuk PR tapi bukan startup visa.
Beda ya?
For startup visa, right. Tapi bisa kalau mau untuk apply Canadian PR visa.
Okay. Okay, next question. Would once the PR is issued, or before the PR is issued, will is there any restriction of which provinces? It's for example, it's harder to get. For example, is Ontario hard to get the approval for startup visa rather than, for example, Manitoba or smaller, much. Or other states, other provinces like Alberta, or how is it, GLEB or Marina?
Startup visa is not provincial level; it is federal level. So
it's federal level. Okay.
So you're applying directly to PR. Once you receive your PR, you're free to live in any province. You're not restricted.
Okay, alright. Jadi terbuka ya, Bapak Ibu. Ketika PR-nya sudah issued, bisa tinggal dimanapun, di provinsi atau kota manapun di Kanada, gitu ya.
In that regard, I would like to add, not only are you allowed to live in any province, but as far as your business goes. So, for example, your business idea is approved. You came to Canada and you're working on that business, but nothing stops you to have another business, another job. So for example, if you want to drive a taxi on the side or open a factory on the side or a restaurant, or you can have as many businesses or jobs as you want.
Yes, once you receive your permanent status, you are free to move. You have you can close one business and open another. You can be successful, fail many times. You are a permanent resident.
Okay. If, for example, say that the startup venture that we created or that we invested in failed after we got the PR, will the PR be revocable?
No.
No. So it'll be irrevocable status, right?
Once you PR, all you have to comply with is your residency. You have to live 3 years out of latest past 5 years in Canada to receive your citizenship.
Okay, all right.
If I may, if the business fails, the PR is irrevocable and irreversible. However, there is a need to show that the applicant made an effort to run a business in Canada, which is really important, and we help applicants to do so. So no worries there. The PR will not be taken away. However, efforts to run a business need to be shown.
I see. Oke.
Oh, mungkin
Jadi
bisa ditranslate Pak Henry karena ini
ya ini penting ya. Jadi gini, walaupun nanti misalnya seandainya worst case scenario itu bisnisnya fail, tapi PR-nya sudah keluar, maka sebenarnya sudah nggak ada hubungannya dengan bisnis itu lagi, karena PR-nya ketika sudah di-granted itu bersifat irrevocable, jadi nggak pernah ditarik kembali, dan irreversible ya. Jadi istilahnya asalkan dia memenuhi minimum stay tadi 700 sekian hari dari 5 tahun. Nah itu. Jadi ketika kita ngomong PR itu ketika sudah di-granted, maka itu cuma berhubungan dengan stay requirement aja, sudah nggak ada hubungannya dengan bisnisnya. Tapi memang ya kita juga harus tetap make effort supaya bisnisnya tetap running gitu kan. Tapi kan namanya startup visa ya pasti dari startup itu ada yang berhasil, ada yang tidak gitu, seperti itu. Nah, Pak Mr. Hendra is asking, is there any guarantee from a startup visa? I think he meant once you get letter of support from one of the 3 designated organization, would that actually guarantee that the PR will be granted? Or if not, under what circumstances, you know, the PR wouldn't be granted?
Once you have letter of support, this is part of immigration program for startup visa. We will file your permanent residence application online. It is possible that sometimes in a few cases, immigration can come back and do a peer review. Then APS will be there for you to support the business plan and idea. And the only way that you can be not granted PR if you have any inadmissibility, if you have certain maybe criminal records or medical issues.
So only those 2 factors, right?
Correct.
Okay. Jadi jawabannya penjelasannya.
You want to interfere, like how often in peer reviews happen? Maybe like 1 in like 20.
Oh, we've had we've had very Anastasia, what was it, 2 or something like that? It's
from
almost
hundreds of cases. And we succeeded in all the peer reviews. So we are talking about
interfere and check how good your business idea is. And there you have a guarantee from APS that they will do everything to make sure that your business plan is innovative and it's going to bring economical growth to Canada and create a workspace.
Okay, alright. Ya, jadi memang tadi gini, APS ini sebelum pada waktu interview proses dan kemudian mereka sebagai konsultan ya, konsultan untuk startup yang Anda sedang lakukan, walaupun memang ide startupnya mungkin bukan dari Anda, dari orang lain yang sudah mendapatkan pre-approval, tapi ketika letter of support dari designated organization sebenarnya sudah terbit gitu ya, sebenarnya sangat jarang sekali untuk status PR-nya ditolak, kecuali Anda ditemukan punya criminal record, atau mungkin for medical reason gitu ya, medical reasons. Tapi memang menurut APS sangat jarang sekali, paling cuma ada 1 atau 2 kasus gitu ya, seperti itu. Karena sebenarnya ini APS mempertaruhkan reputasi mereka ketika mereka sudah fight untuk Anda, mereka juga kepengen semua 100% approve gitu ya, seperti itu. Tapi memang ada kasus-kasus tertentu, misalnya criminal record, mungkin ada money laundering issue dan lain-lain, itu yang menyebabkan aplikasi bisa ketolak gitu. Oke. Next question.
Ya, saya tambahkan sedikit ya. Karena di APS Global Partners ini ada 2 orang tadi yang soalnya mereka nggak bisa hadir ya hari ini, yaitu GERRY WEINER, itu bekas Menteri Imigrasi bekas Menteri Imigrasinya Kanada, ya, bekas Menteri Imigrasi dan Citizenship Kanada. Dan yang satunya Michael, dan satu lagi ya sebetulnya di tim mereka itu juga ada bekas yang mereka rekrut itu bekas immigration officer yang biasanya menilai startup ini. Jadi dia yang tahu, oh startup kayak gini kurang ininya, kurang itunya gitu. Karena kan startup itu untuk diloloskan sama enggak, yaitu untuk dapat letter of support itu kan orang imigrasinya juga ngerti gitu loh. Bukan jadi ada hubungannya juga kan, karena kan untuk bisa mendapatkan letter of support itu kan ada syaratnya juga ya dari pihak imigrasi Kanada gitu. Kan ada hubungannya gitu loh, nggak sembarangan startup itu terus diloloskan kan enggak ya. Jadi memang ada orang imigrasi yang biasa untuk menilai startup seperti apa sih sebetulnya yang kayak bisa diloloskan kayak gitu.
Ya.
Jadi mereka tuh cukup lengkap sebenarnya.
Oke.
Oh yeah, I have a question. This is very crucial, Anastasia. This comes from some prospects, yeah. So can you explain a little bit, elaborate a little bit about if they don't have, if they're investors, so they don't have any business idea or they don't understand about the startups, but they're investors.
All right. So we all the time developing businesses, and we have innovative businesses from, of course, people who are looking to establish the innovative businesses here. So if someone would like to use Startup Visa, we will look into the background of that person, and then we would be able to match them to the group of people who already working on innovative business. So basically depends on the applicant's background, right? We will find a good business opportunity for them under the Startup Visa. And this is why at the beginning, first thing we ask to see the resume and the questionnaire. And GLEB's team will do all the efforts to make it a perfect match, because it's not only about strong businesses, it's also about strong teams for the businesses.
Oke. Ini menjawab juga pertanyaannya Pak Hendra sebenarnya ya. Jadi memang kalau memang kita nggak punya ide bisnis, the startup business actually ya kan, kita memang benar akan di match dengan orang-orang yang punya ide bisnis startup yang sudah dapat pre-approval gitu ya. Tapi juga matchingnya bukan sembarangan asal di match gitu kan. Mereka juga, APS juga mau lihat background kita. Maka sangat penting APS untuk punya CV atau resume kita. Mereka akan melihat expertise apa yang kita bisa contribute to the company, right? Jadi misalnya contoh, tadi misalnya dalam kasus, misalnya dia untuk ukuran misalnya laser measurement untuk roundness of the pipe gitu, misalnya ya, for example, mungkin Anda nggak ngerti engineering, tapi mungkin Anda seorang CFO atau financial officer dari satu perusahaan gitu ya, maka Anda ketika bergabung dengan tim gitu kan, kan namanya engineers mungkin nggak terlalu hebat soal finance, mereka nggak ngerti untuk accounting-nya, untuk revenue, gimana manajemennya dan sebagainya gitu ya. Maka Anda sebagai investor, Anda berkontribusi dalam bidang itu gitu. Atau mungkin Anda punya background sales gitu ya, mungkin di dalam teknologi products gitu ya, Anda sales gitu. Itu background itu akan juga bisa bermanfaat. Yang terpenting adalah bagi yang dilihat migration adalah ketika bisnis ini viable, kemudian juga mereka bisnis ini juga punya strong teams. Karena startup itu bukan melulu soal ide bisnisnya yang bagus yang dapat menyelesaikan masalah. Ide bisnis itu gampang, mungkin tapi execution yang paling mahal. Ketika execution itu melibatkan banyak faktor, bukan hanya tentang innovative business ideas-nya saja, bukan hanya tentang produknya saja. Produknya mungkin bagus, tapi kalau marketingnya jelek ya fail. Produknya mungkin bagus, tapi kalau misalnya timnya salesnya nggak jalan juga percuma punya produk bagus gitu ya. Jadi itu sebenarnya adalah holistic approach. Jadi mereka akan melihat kekuatan tim dari perusahaan ini selain dari ide bisnisnya, seperti itu. Mr. James, you have a question. Ada, silakan Pak James Nugraha. Go ahead, Pak.
Iya, tadi itu kan apa? Bu Mika kan bilang kalau bisa nebeng ya sampai berlima gitu ya. Cuma kan juga sebutkan kalau nebengnya jangan banyak-banyak, nanti satu gagal semua. Nah itu maksudnya gagal tuh dalam arti apa ya?
Jadi gagalnya tuh dalam arti nanti kalau misalnya ada salah satu yang mundur atau ada salah satu yang bermasalah, itu bisa fail semua.
Oh, mundur atau bermasalah seperti masalah kriminal atau gimana?
Ya, apalah gitu. Itu kalau satu fail semua. Jadi makanya kalau dengan APS, maka mereka akan menseleksi siapa-siapa gabung sama siapa. Itu menjawab Pak ini loh, aduh siapa tadi tanya ya. Wait. Ya, ini. Itu yang ngurus apa tadi? Nah, untuk ditempelin itu kerja orang imigrasi kan ya, bukan. Yang Pak Hendra ya? Ya. Yang nanya ya tadi, Pak Hendra. Bukan, jadi itu yang mematchkan itu nanti orang dari APS yang mematchkan Anda dengan mana, tapi Anda akan ini dulu nggak langsung digabungkan gitu. Nanti Anda mau nggak ini dikenalkan dulu sama orangnya kayak gitu dan sebagainya. Nanti itu akan saya ada formnya kalau mau tanya-tanya one-on-one Zoom consultation dengan APS, saya akan kirimkan formnya ke Pak Henry. Form yang harus diisi oleh calon klien itu. Dari situ. Jadi Anda nggak usah bikin tulis-tulis CV sendiri, itu ada formnya khusus, nanti Anda tinggal mengisi. Cukup lengkap kan formnya, cukup panjang. Jadi detail, sehingga si APS itu bisa menilai Anda itu siapa, background-nya apa, dan segala macam. Tadi ini Henry bisa dibaca punyanya Rofik.
Oke. How Mr. Rofik has a question. How about high-tech startups such as space technology innovation, but it didn't have a traction record? What do you?
Yeah, I saw the question. Very short answer is no problem. So to give you an idea, for example, the projects that I showed you, the Validity Scanner and TriFit did not have any traction to begin with. So did My Little Explorer. Now, that said, you can't just present an idea like I have an idea for a flying car, which will relieve traffic in Canada, but there is nothing behind the idea. You don't know how to make it. You don't know. So, but the traction itself is not as important as the idea, research behind the idea, market research, due diligence, and that's where we come in. We have a large team of experts that will do that work in the background, or if you have your own idea, we can help you work with it. So to give you a short answer, a quick answer, traction record is not required. Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, jadi nggak terlalu required ya traction recordnya ya, tapi memang Anda harus tetap melakukan due diligence-nya, market research semua. Anda harus tahu cara bikinnya gimana gitu ya, walaupun mungkin saat ini belum terwujud atau mungkin belum tahu siapa pembelinya gitu. Itu makanya APS nanti akan berperan di sana gitu ya. Jadi ini sebenarnya ada proses yang lumayan panjang gitu ya. Tapi ya memang harus dilalui seperti proses migration lainnya. Proses ini memang harus dilalui. Kalau memang Anda berniat untuk pindah atau at least mendapatkan PR Kanada. Karena gini, ada satu mungkin perbedaan ya antara tadi sudah disebutkan antara PR misalnya Kanada dan Australia gitu sama PR di negara lain yang mungkin nggak perlu minimum stay. PR di Kanada dan Australia itu perlu minimum stay, perlu stay actually, bukan minimum stay, perlu stay. Kenapa? Tujuannya itu sebenarnya mereka itu mau undang business innovators, mereka mau undang entrepreneurs, mereka mau undang orang-orang pintar gitu ya dari dari negara-negara lain karena mereka perlu. Tujuannya adalah job creation gitu kan. Jadi berbeda gitu kan. Nah, karena job creation mereka mau itu Anda Bapak Ibu dan anak-anak memang berbisnis di sana, buka bisnis di sana, menciptakan lapangan kerja, kemudian punya family, bayar tax, gitu ya, dan memang bisa enjoy living. Jadi memang ini bukan sesuatu PR yang istilahnya cuma buat punya-punyaan. Karena kalau Anda cuma punya-punyaan, nanti repot. Anda akan kelabakan, saya harus stay 730 sekian hari dalam 5 tahun itu gimana caranya gitu ya. Tapi kalau memang Anda memang commit gitu ya, memang saya dan keluarga memang kepengen pindah ke sana, kayak teman saya gitu ya, mereka pindah ke Australia itu memang mereka benar-benar committed gitu. Nah itu lebih baik sih daripada Anda cuma punya-punyaan gitu ya. Jadi seperti itu. Oke.
I would like to add just one more thing, if I may.
Yeah.
First part of the question was how about high-tech startups such as space technology? So very, very welcome. High-tech, space technology. Canada has a decent space program. It may not be as big as China, Russia, or United States, but they do have a space program. And anything that has to do with any type of technology, almost any type of technology, is of high interest in Canada.
Okay. Yep. Okay, question from Mr. Kelvin. Can we also have the liberty to choose to start up investment or based on discussion with APS, or is it all decided by APS? Meaning that do you provide a few selections and then they can choose, or how is it? How is the mechanism usually?
Let me see. So we're not exactly a startup store where you have businesses lined up like I don't know, suits or shoes in a store, and you can choose the size that fits you best. We work based on the team of people. We work based on their background, on their education, and so on. So for the most part, it would be APS that will create a team and present a project to that team,
yeah.
And we will take it from there.
Okay. All right. Kalau batasan umur, Bu Sasha, ada pertanyaan, direct message to me. There is no age restriction or age limit, right?
Can you repeat that, please?
Is there any age limit for the startup visa? I think you already mentioned it. There isn't any age limit, right? Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Henry. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There's a question about costs from Mr. Hendra. We would like to get estimation on the cost for the outgoings for all the process. Maybe Anastasia can help.
Yeah. So this is a question for Georgina.
Yeah. Okay. Jadi kalau I will speak bahasa. Jadi untuk startup visa ini ya, kalau investors ya, ini untuk investors yang saya bilang ya, kalau investors itu sekitar 160.000 US dollars ya. Tapi kalau Anda punya startup dan udah jalan dan itu biasanya bisa lebih murah. Tapi itu nanti bukan saya yang menilai ya, itu APS sama tim yang akan menilai. Jadi beda ya antara Anda nggak punya startup nebeng doang sama maksudnya cuman chip in gitu sama Anda yang kerja, Anda yang ini gitu ya, itu beda. Ya, gitu. Istilahnya gitu. Karena Anda bisa dapat lebih murah, orang lain yang bayar. Yang iyalah ya kan, yang punya ide gitu sama yang nggak punya ide beda lah gitu. So I explained basically if you have the cost is around 160,000 US dollars, and if someone who has the startup can be less than that, because they're the one who works, right? And the one
yes, we will look into the startups and we will evaluate the startup stage, and then we will quote it accordingly.
Yeah. So basically kalau Anda yang punya startup, saya nggak bisa jawab berapa karena saya juga nggak tahu ya, itu mereka yang nanti akan melihat karena kalau memang startupnya itu memang bagus dan menjanjikan, itu pihak internalnya ini kayak Michael itu sendiri dia mau chip in gitu. Memang dia startup investors gitu. Jadi memang dia cari-cari startup yang bagus buat dia chip in kayak gitu. Ada lagi?
Tadi Mr. Rafiq asked about where we can share our pitch deck, tapi sudah dijawab juga, sudah ada emailnya di sana kalau memang mau send out pitch decknya yang sudah ready gitu ya. I think we answer most of the questions. Ada lagi Bapak Ibu yang punya pertanyaan yang mungkin agak beda gitu ya. Yang lainnya sudah terjawab semua sih harusnya. Nah gini Bapak Ibu, ini memang penjelasan singkat gitu ya. Memang ini secara general, jadi memang kita mungkin nggak bisa jawab secara detail untuk case per case karena gini, again. Mereka juga mau lihat credential kita gitu ya, credential kita, backgroundnya Bapak Ibu dari mana, atau maksudnya expertise yang bisa dikontribut apa gitu ya. Jadi ini memang memerlukan consultation gitu ya. Jadi memang kalau nanti Bapak Ibu tertarik untuk memang proceed dengan startup visa Kanada gitu ya, nanti bisa hubungi agent yang tadi mengundang Anda. Nanti saya akan kenakan dengan Bu Georgina, ada form yang ada questionnaire atau form yang harus diisi, gitu ya.
Nanti saya kirim ke Pak Henry ya, Pak Henry.
Ya.
Itu formnya, jadi intinya itu nanti saya di CC, kalau mau kirim itu bisa saya di CC. Tapi form ini itu. Nanti itu nggak bayar kok, itu belum tentu Anda jadi juga nggak apa-apa.
Betul, itu
mereka
lebih
mau tahu siapa Anda.
Pre-assessment form lah ya Bu ya.
Pre-assessment form, iya. Mereka nggak mau ditanya-tanya kalau cuman tanya nggak jelas, mereka nggak mau.
Okay, alright. Okay, I think that's all for tonight, or this morning for our friends in Canada. Thank you so much, GLEB. Thank you, Anastasia, Marina. Thank you for your time, Bu Georgina. Terima kasih Bu, udah nge-host acara ini. Bapak Ibu, thank you so much. Terima kasih buat waktunya malam hari ini. Kita akan jumpa lagi. Kalau teman-teman punya pertanyaan, bisa kontak ke salah satu dari tim kita tadi yang mengundang Anda juga. Thank you. Terima kasih. Selamat malam.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you.